Hi, my name is Donna. I just want to share a little bit with you about some of my experiences with God's salvation and the wonderful works that He does. Whenever my daughter was born, she had what appeared to be a perfectly normal birth and life to start with. And then I started noticing that something wasn't just right with her. I could not. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I went to a lot of doctors, and they kept telling me that it was programming in her brain as a baby that she never learned how to have normal bowel movement, and that she had been constipated, and it just continued to get worse. For 6 years, I struggled. I kept going from doctor to doctor, and being a nurse, I knew something was wrong with my baby. And I couldn't get anybody to listen, in the medical field, and I kept begging. I went to a doctor, and it was a new specialist that I got sent to with her. At that time, she was 3, and she had a stack of medical records like this already at the age of 3. So I carried them because it was 3 hours away from our home. And I carried them with me whenever I went in. And I set them down. The nursing or the physician assistant come in and asked my husband if he would step out, and he examined her. And the things that we were accused of was horrific, aimed at my husband, primarily of abuse, because they just didn't take the opportunity to look at what I brought them. They never picked her records up. And this whole time, I'm like, my daughter is not doing good. So I kept searching. I was not going to give it up. And we kept praying. And then one day, after that, I come home and I was like, I called my pastor and I called several of my very dear friends from church. And I was like, we need to come together. I've been trying to do this. The mom and me's trying to do this. And it's time to let go. It's time to let God take it and do what needs to be done with him. Because as people, we can't do it. We have no control over it. And sometimes I believe God puts us through things so that we can see how much we need him. I'm not saying that he's a cruel God in any way. It's just sometimes it takes a little bit to open our eyes. My daughter was still laughing and playing, but her body wasn't working right, and I knew that. So we prayed, and a friend of mine said, hey, why don't you try this doctor? It was still at Children's Hospital in Birmingham, Alabama, which was 3 hours away from us. So we drove there, saw this doctor, and he was like, well, I really don't think she has Hirschsprung's disease, but no matter what it is, it's been so long, her body's not going to work right. So we tried everything that he wanted us to do. And I can laugh about it now because this doctor did not get along with parents at all. Loved the children. He was very attentive, playful, just tried to uplift these children, and it was wonderful. But boy, did we butt heads. So we went for about a year going back and forth, and he and I getting into strong discussions over things that was going on, and he thought that I was one of those nurse mothers that thought they knew everything that was going on when it really wasn't, and we would come up and he would fuss and say, we could have done this outpatient. We didn't have to do this inpatient, and then I felt like it was the money thing. And I was like, hey, you'll get your money. If that's what it is, you'll get your money. Don't worry about it. And he did some biopsies in his office, and he's like, I'm taking these straight up to pathology myself. I'm going to look at them. I'm going to prove to you it's not what you think it is. And my daughter had not eaten in 3 days, and they had just brought her food and set it in front of her. And she's about to take her first bite, and they come in there and said, don't eat, and took it away. Said the doctor's coming. And so he come up into our room. He was in our room for a solid hour. And he's like, I didn't find anything normal in there. And he was trying to prepare us that she was going to have a colon resection. But there was going to be complications because he couldn't find any healthy cells. And the colon was so stretched out that he said having to do surgery on a child like this is very dangerous, that the colon generally ruptures, and that she would end up with a colostomy bag, and didn't know whether or not that would be something that he would ever be able to reverse. And at this time, she was 6 years old. And, I'm like, we will adapt. And I kept telling him, no, there's not going to be a problem. God put you here, and he's going to have your hand, and there's not going to be a problem. Well, he's like, I need to run a few more tests. They ended up making my daughter a case study because they had never seen anything with the deformities and problems that she had. So that gave them even less hope that there would not be complications. So the day we had surgery, it was the longest 6-hour surgery of my entire life. I was walking the halls. I was nervous, but yet my pastor, his pastor friend, another one of his pastor friends, and 15 other people were there on that rooftop on our floor, and they were praying the entire time that my daughter was in surgery. I couldn't stay right there with them because I was a nervous wreck walking around, so I paced the halls and I prayed the whole time. And I didn't pray that God brought her through it. I knew that He would. And the whole time I was praying, thank you, Jesus, for the miracle that you're giving me. Because I knew it was going to be a miracle. Well, they brought my daughter back. And the doctor, being who the doctor was, he walked in, opened the door, and he said, everybody's got to get out of here. I have warned them. I said, he'll throw you out. But he let everybody just touch her as she went by, and went into the room. And he told me, he said, we didn't have a single complication when we were in surgery. She doesn't have a colostomy bag. We were able to do everything and save this baby from having one. And he's like, I don't know what all y'all were praying, but it worked. God is there. He's with us all the time. And there is nothing that He can't bring us through. Not everybody's experience may end as happy as what ours did. But God is still there. And He's still with you. You just have to let Him. You just have to let Him.